Welcome to Martial Media Review. I'm Stephen Reich, and today we will be discussing Big Trouble in Little China. Big Trouble in Little China is a movie that came out in 1986, was directed by John Carpenter, and stars Kurt Russell, Kim Cattrall, Dennis Dun, and James Hong. Truck driver Jack Burton arrives in Chinatown, San Francisco, and goes to the airport with his Chinese friend Wang Chi to pick up Wang's fiancée Mao Yin, who is arriving from China. However, as soon as she arrives, she is kidnapped by a Chinese street gang called the Lords of Death. Jack and Wang go after them and track them down through the back alleys of Chinatown. They soon find themselves in the middle of a street fight between two rival Chinese societies, the Chang Sing and the Wing Kong. Jack tries to evade the fight and in the process accidentally runs over someone. It turns out to be the powerful evil sorcerer and leader of the Wing Kong, Lo Pan, who to Jack and Wang's surprise is not hurt at all. Lo Pan, who has been cursed for more than 2,000 years to exist without physical body, needs to marry a woman with green eyes to retrieve his physical body, and Mao Yin is the chosen one. Jack and Wang team up with the lawyer Gracie Law, the bus driver and sorcerer apprentice Egg Shen, and their friends to embark on a great adventure in a world of magicians and magic, monsters and martial artists throughout the underground of Chinatown to stop Lo Pan and save Mao Yin. Since a remake of this movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is currently in development, I thought now would be a good time to discuss the original. This was the fourth movie that John Carpenter and Kurt Russell did together following Elvis from 1979, Escape from New York from 1981, and The Thing from 1982. Despite this movie becoming a cult classic, it was a box office failure, grossing only $11.1 million on a $25 million budget. When you think of John Carpenter, you think of his action and horror movies, but he did a pretty great job with the martial art genre, bringing to life some very memorable characters, an original story, and some great fight scenes. The feel for this movie changes from scene to scene, sometimes feeling like an action thriller, sometimes feeling like an Indiana Jones adventure, even sometimes feeling like a horror movie, but at its core, it's all martial art film. This has to be one of my favorite Kurt Russell performances. Jack Burton is a smug, cocky, wannabe hero who thinks he's much better than he actually is. He's played perfectly over the top with all the swagger of John Wayne meets Han Solo, and he does it all with a perfectly combed mullet. Kim Cattrall plays Gracie Law, Burton's love interest. She does a good job in this, making Gracie an interesting, likable character. But I wish they could have worked her into the story better. It's like they couldn't think of a good way to work her into the main plot, so they just kinda shoehorned her in there, and well, now there she is. Dennis Dun plays Jack Burton's friend, Wang Chi. He's kind of like Jack Burton's Kato, always taking out most of the bad guys while Jack comes in and steals all of the credit. And then there's Egg Shen, played by Victor Wong. He's the quirky old wizard of the story, much like the quirky old wizard he played in The Golden Child. I mean, they're essentially the same character, but Victor Wong is very good at that character, and he works well in this story. James Hong was great as always as Lo Pan. He always knows just the right balance of fun, creepy, and sinister. And the three storms, thunder, rain, and lightning, were all great too. Fun fact, lightning was the inspiration for the character Raiden in the popular video game Mortal Kombat. You will notice that both characters have very similar wardrobes down to the straw hat. Thunder was played by the great kung fu legend Carter Wong. It's nice to see him in this movie as he adds some martial art credibility to the film, as well as James Liu, who does the fight choreography for the film, as well as appearing as a Chang Sing warrior. Big Trouble in Little China is a fun martial art film with a great cast, some great martial arts, action, adventure, fantasy, and love. It has its flaws and can be a little over the top and silly, but it's still a great movie and one of my personal favorites. I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. So have you seen Big Trouble in Little China? If you have, what did you think of it? Be sure to let me know in the comments. And as always, if you know of a movie, book, TV show, documentary, what have you, that you'd like me to discuss on the show, be sure to let me know that in the comments as well. You can find me at Likewater Productions on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.